Hey everyone, welcome back where we explore health, science, and lifestyle topics in a way that's easy to understand and hard to forget. If you're someone who deals with joint pain or inflammation, whether it's from arthritis, injury, or just daily wear and tear, this video is for you. Today we're diving deep into one of the most common foods in our diets, yogurt. But not all yogurts are created equal, especially when it comes to your joints. Some can actually help reduce inflammation and support joint health, while others may unknowingly be making things worse. In this video, I'll reveal the best 3 yogurts that can help fight joint inflammation, and the worst 3 yogurts you might want to avoid if you care about your joints. Stick around till the end, because by the time you finish watching, you'll know exactly what to look for and what to skip next time you're at the grocery store. Best 3 yogurts for joint health. Let's start with the good stuff. The best yogurts that can help reduce joint inflammation and support overall joint function. When you're dealing with joint discomfort, especially if you suffer from conditions like osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or general stiffness and soreness, what you eat matters more than most people realize. Diet plays a huge role in how your body handles inflammation, and yogurt is one of those foods that, when chosen wisely, can actually work in your favor. First up is Greek yogurt. And no surprise here. Greek yogurt is packed with protein, which helps repair tissues and maintain muscle strength around the joints. This isn't just about looking good at the gym. Strong muscles are essential for supporting your joints properly. If your muscles are weak or undernourished, your joints have to work harder, which can lead to pain, instability, and even long-term damage. Greek yogurt has significantly more protein than regular yogurt because of its thickening process, where much of the whey is strained out. That means you get more concentrated nutrients per serving without all the unnecessary sugars or water weight. It also contains probiotics, which are live bacteria that improve gut health. And guess what? A healthy gut means less systemic inflammation, which directly affects how your joints feel. The gut-joint connection might not be something you hear about every day, but it's incredibly important. Your digestive system houses a large portion of your immune system, and when it's off balance, it can trigger inflammatory responses throughout your body. Probiotics help keep your gut flora diverse and balanced, reducing harmful bacteria and promoting anti-inflammatory ones. This is why many people notice improvements in their joint pain once they start incorporating more probiotic-rich foods into their diet. Just make sure to choose plain, unsweetened versions. More on that later. Many commercial brands add sugar, corn syrup, or artificial sweeteners to make flavored Greek yogurts taste better. These additives can actually counteract the benefits by increasing inflammation and contributing to insulin spikes, which can worsen joint issues over time. Stick with plain Greek yogurt and flavor it yourself using fresh berries, a drizzle of honey, or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Not only does this give you full control over what goes into your body, but it also enhances the nutritional value with antioxidants and fiber. Next, we have skimmed yogurt with added vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for bone and joint health, and many people are deficient without even knowing it. In fact, vitamin D deficiency is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies worldwide, especially in regions with limited sunlight or among individuals who spend most of their time indoors. Since our bodies produce vitamin D through sun exposure, it's easy to fall short, particularly during the winter months. But the consequences go beyond just feeling tired. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to increased joint pain, stiffness, and even higher rates of autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis. Yogurt fortified with vitamin D can help reduce inflammation and support calcium absorption, which keeps bones strong and joints stable. Calcium is crucial for maintaining bone density, but without enough vitamin D, your body can't absorb and utilize calcium effectively. Over time, this can lead to weakened bones and compromised joint integrity. Fortified skimmed yogurt bridges this gap by offering both calcium and vitamin D in a digestible form. Plus, since it's skimmed, it removes much of the saturated fat found in whole milk products, which is another bonus for joint health. Also, skimmed yogurt has lower fat and fewer calories, making it a great choice for those looking to manage weight, which is another key factor in reducing pressure on the joints. Every extra pound you carry puts additional stress on your knees, hips, and spine. For example, walking increases knee pressure by up to 3 to 4 times your body weight. So, if you're carrying an extra 20 pounds, your knees could be absorbing hundreds of extra pounds of force with every step. Maintaining a healthy weight through smart food choices like low-fat yogurt can significantly ease joint strain and slow the progression of degenerative joint diseases. The third top yogurt is probiotic-enriched organic yogurt. Organic yogurt often comes from cows not treated with antibiotics or synthetic hormones, which means fewer toxins entering your body. While conventional dairy farming often relies on growth hormones and antibiotics to maximize production, these substances can linger in the final product and affect your own hormonal balance and gut microbiome. Organic dairy avoids these concerns by adhering to stricter farming practices, which include feeding cows organic feed, avoiding synthetic chemicals, and ensuring humane treatment. And when it's enriched with extra probiotics like lactobacillus or bifidobacterium, it becomes a powerhouse for reducing inflammation. These specific strains have been studied extensively for their ability to modulate the immune system and decrease inflammatory markers in the blood. Chronic inflammation is a root cause of many modern diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and of course, joint-related disorders. By introducing beneficial bacteria into your gut, you're essentially training your immune system to respond more appropriately to threats, rather than attacking your own tissues, which is what happens in autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. These strains have been studied for their ability to calm down the immune system and reduce inflammatory responses in the body, including in the joints. Studies have shown that regular consumption of probiotic-enriched foods can lead to measurable decreases in C-reactive protein CRP, which is a well-known marker of inflammation. Lower CRP levels mean less systemic inflammation, which translates to reduced joint swelling, stiffness, and pain. Some research even suggests that certain probiotic strains may inhibit the activity of enzymes that degrade cartilage, potentially slowing the progression of osteoarthritis. So, if you're dealing with conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, this kind of yogurt could be a real game changer. It's not a cure, of course, but it can absolutely complement medical treatments and lifestyle changes aimed at managing symptoms naturally. Unlike medications, which often come with side effects, probiotic-enriched yogurt offers a gentle, sustainable way to support your body's natural healing processes. You can combine it with other anti-inflammatory foods like fatty fish, leafy greens, turmeric, and ginger for even better results. Now, let's take a closer look at how these yogurts compare nutritionally. Greek yogurt typically has around 15–20 grams of protein per 6 oz serving, compared to regular yogurt, which averages 8 to 10 grams. That's a significant difference, especially if you're trying to build or maintain lean muscle mass. Skimmed yogurt with added vitamin D usually provides around 20% of your daily value of vitamin D per serving, along with 300–400 grams of calcium. Organic probiotic yogurt, on the other hand, might contain multiple live cultures, sometimes as many as 5 or 6 different strains, each offering unique health benefits. When shopping for these yogurts, always read the label carefully. Look for terms like live active cultures, contains probiotics, and no added sugars. Also, check for certifications like USDA organic or grass-fed labels, which indicate higher quality sourcing. Don't be fooled by marketing claims like made with real fruit or all natural. These phrases don't necessarily mean the product is healthy or free of unwanted ingredients. Incorporating these 3 types of yogurt into your daily routine can be simple and delicious. Try starting your morning with a bowl of Greek yogurt topped with chia seeds and blueberries. Enjoy a midday snack of skimmed yogurt with a handful of almonds, And finish the day with organic probiotic yogurt mixed with flax seeds and a dash of cinnamon. Each variation brings something different to the table, and together they create a powerful trio for joint health. Another thing to consider is how your body reacts to dairy. While yogurt is generally easier to digest than milk due to the presence of live cultures that break down lactose, some people still experience discomfort. If you're lactose intolerant, you might want to try non-dairy yogurts made from almond, coconut, or oat milk that are also fortified with calcium and vitamin D and contain live cultures. Just be mindful of added sugars in these alternatives, as many brands use them liberally to enhance flavor. It's also worth noting that consistency is key when it comes to seeing results from dietary changes. Eating a single serving of probiotic yogurt won't magically eliminate joint pain overnight. However, over weeks and months of regular consumption, combined with a balanced diet and exercise, you may begin to notice subtle but meaningful improvements in how your joints feel and function. Finally, remember that everyone's body is different. What works wonders for one person might not suit another. Pay attention to how your body responds to these yogurts and adjust accordingly. If you find that certain brands or types agree with you more than others, stick with those. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition, especially when it comes to managing chronic conditions like joint inflammation. By now, you should have a solid understanding of why these three yogurts stand out as the best options for joint health. They offer high-quality protein, essential vitamins, and beneficial probiotics that work together to support your joints from the inside out. Now, let's turn our attention to the yogurts you should avoid if you want to keep inflammation at bay. Worst 3 yogurts for joint inflammation. Now let's talk about the yogurts you should think twice before eating. While many people assume all yogurt is inherently healthy, the truth is far more nuanced. Especially when it comes to joint health, certain types of yogurt can actually do more harm than good. The problem lies not in the base ingredient itself, but in what manufacturers add to it, or how it's processed. Number 1 on the list, flavored yogurts with added sugars. You've probably seen these in the supermarket: fruity, chocolate, vanilla-flavored cups with cute packaging. They look innocent enough, maybe even wholesome, with images of smiling farmers or happy cows on the label. But here's the catch. They often contain high amounts of sugar, sometimes as much as a candy bar. A typical 6-ounce serving of flavored yogurt can pack anywhere from 15 to 25 grams of sugar. That's the equivalent of 3 to 5 teaspoons of sugar in just one small container. Sugar triggers the release of inflammatory messengers called cytokines, which can worsen joint pain and stiffness over time. Cytokines are proteins secreted by cells that play a major role in signaling inflammation throughout the body. When you consume excessive sugar, your body releases more of these inflammatory compounds, leading to increased joint swelling, discomfort, and even accelerated cartilage breakdown. This is especially concerning for anyone already dealing with arthritis or other forms of chronic joint inflammation. Even low-fat flavored yogurts tend to compensate with added sugars, so always check the label for sugar content. Manufacturers know that consumers are becoming more health-conscious, so they market low-fat or fat-free versions as healthier alternatives. However, removing the fat often makes the yogurt bland and unappetizing, prompting companies to load them up with sugar to make them more palatable. As a result, you end up consuming something that's low in fat but high in refined carbohydrates, which can spike your blood sugar and promote inflammation. Second, we have high-fat dairy yogurts, especially full-fat varieties made from conventional dairy. While some fats are okay, saturated fats found in high-fat yogurts can increase levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, and trigger low-grade inflammation. Saturated fat has long been associated with cardiovascular disease, but its impact on joint health is just as significant. Studies have shown that diets high in saturated fat can activate inflammatory pathways in the body, contributing to the progression of arthritis and related conditions. This isn't just bad for your heart. It can also affect your joints, especially if you already suffer from chronic inflammation. The relationship between diet and inflammation is complex, But one thing is clear: consuming too much saturated fat can exacerbate existing joint issues and make symptoms worse over time. Full-fat yogurts, especially those made from conventionally raised dairy cows, tend to have higher concentrations of these unhealthy fats compared to their low-fat counterparts. Opting for low-fat or non-dairy alternatives might be a better option depending on your condition. Low-fat yogurt retains many of the same benefits, like protein and probiotics, without the burden of excess saturated fat. Non-dairy yogurts made from almond, coconut, or soy milk can also be excellent choices, provided they're unsweetened and fortified with essential nutrients. Just be cautious of brands that sneak in hidden sugars or thickeners like carrageenan, which can irritate the digestive tract and potentially contribute to inflammation. Third, and perhaps the sneakiest of them all, artificially sweetened yogurts. These are marketed as healthy options for people trying to cut calories or manage diabetes. On the surface, they seem like a win-win: zero sugar, low calories, and the creamy texture of traditional yogurt. But beneath the surface, there's a growing body of evidence suggesting that artificial sweeteners may not be as harmless as they appear. They can also disrupt your gut microbiome. And remember, a disrupted gut means more inflammation in your body. Research has shown that artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium can alter the composition and function of gut bacteria. This imbalance, known as dysbiosis, can lead to a cascade of negative effects, including impaired digestion, weakened immunity, and yes, increased inflammation. If you're avoiding sugar, go for natural sweeteners like a bit of honey or fresh fruit instead. Honey, especially raw or local varieties, contains antioxidants and trace minerals that support immune function. Fresh fruits like berries, apples, and bananas provide natural sweetness along with fiber, vitamins, and phytonutrients that combat inflammation and nourish your joints. These options not only satisfy your sweet tooth, but also contribute positively to your overall health. Let's dive deeper into each of these problematic yogurts to understand exactly why they should be avoided. Starting with flavored yogurts, the issue begins with the sheer volume of sugar they contain. Take a popular brand of strawberry yogurt, for instance. One serving might have 24 grams of sugar, which is more than 2 tablespoons worth. That's more sugar than you'd find in a glazed donut. And yet, it's being sold as a breakfast food or a post-workout snack. Beyond the sugar content, many of these yogurts also contain artificial colors, preservatives, and flavorings. These additives may not directly cause inflammation, but they do place additional stress on your liver and digestive system, which can indirectly affect your body's ability to regulate inflammation. Over time, this cumulative effect can make joint pain and stiffness worse. High-fat dairy yogurts, especially those made from non-organic sources, present another layer of concern. Conventional dairy farming often involves feeding cows grain-based diets supplemented with antibiotics and synthetic growth hormones like RBGH, recombinant bovine growth hormone. These practices can alter the nutritional profile of the milk and introduce foreign substances into your body that may interfere with your own hormonal balance and immune response. Additionally, high-fat dairy tends to be richer in arachidonic acid, a type of omega-6 fatty acid that, when consumed in excess, can promote inflammation. While omega-6s are necessary in moderation, most Western diets already contain an overabundance of them due to the prevalence of processed vegetable oils and fried foods. Adding more through high-fat dairy can tip the delicate balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, further fueling the fire of inflammation. Artificially sweetened yogurts, meanwhile, are tricky because they're often labeled as diet or light, giving consumers a false sense of health security. People who are trying to lose weight or manage blood sugar levels may reach for these products thinking they're making a smart choice. Unfortunately, studies suggest that artificial sweeteners can actually interfere with glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity, potentially worsening metabolic conditions like insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Moreover, some research indicates that artificial sweeteners may trick the brain into expecting calories, which can lead to increased hunger and cravings later on. This paradoxical effect can sabotage weight loss efforts and lead to overeating, which in turn places more stress on the joints. To sum it up, while yogurt can be a fantastic addition to an anti-inflammatory diet, not all yogurts are created equal. Flavored yogurts loaded with sugar, high-fat dairy yogurts rich in saturated fats, and artificially sweetened varieties that disrupt your gut microbiome are the worst offenders when it comes to joint inflammation. Avoiding these types of yogurt and opting for cleaner, simpler options can make a noticeable difference in how your joints feel and perform over time.